The Supreme Court's ruling that would overturn Roe v. Wade got leaked to the press. But leftists shouldn't worry because that draft ruling is less than 3% of what the Supreme Court does.
A trans male-to-female TikToker might be getting sponsored by Tampax, which is fine because their pads don't work anyway.
AOC attacked Elon Musk over his purchase of Twitter, so now we know that AOC wants to date Elon Musk.
And people said dumb stuff on Twitter this week. Shocking dozens.
All this and more on
The Bee Weekly.
Now it sounds
Perfect.
weird to me like you're pronouncing moron wrong. Moron.
All this and more on.
Moron. You're a moron. I can't get it. Friends, what is up with all the fires and explosions going on at America's food processing plants? This has gone way beyond mere coincidence. In fact, the FBI is now warning about targeted cyber attacks against America's food producers. It's getting scary out there, folks. My advice, don't wait another minute. Get yourself some long-term emergency food storage while you can. It looks like we're all going to need this food for the difficult times ahead. Stop what you're doing and go to preparewithbee.com. That's preparewithbee.com. You'll find a special offer from My Patriot Supply where you can save $150 on their 3-month emergency food kit. This kit gives you delicious meals that provide over 2,000 calories a day. That's a lot of calories. You won't go hungry when you have this food. Be sure to get one kit for each member of your family. Your order will arrive quickly in unmarked boxes for your privacy. Give yourself food security during the frightening food shortages ahead. Go to preparewithbee.com right now. That's preparewithbee.com. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bee Weekly. Today we have Amala with us.
Whoop whoop. Hello, everybody.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Epinobi.
Okay.
K silent. Deadly.
The K is silent. Good. The K is silent in my name, too. I am Isle. And she's the host of Unapologetic Live over at PragerU.
Yes, I am. It's happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we're
happy to be
excited.
here.
Yeah. Well, it is happy.
We're excited to have you. Yes.
The atmosphere is very happy.
Those
so.
are your pronouns. It's happy to be here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You must refer to me as such.
Happy to be here.
Well, and she has better tattoos than me, which
Ooh.
is very sad.
You've got time to catch up, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go get some more.
Yeah.
Although, who were we just talking to? The wrestler, Tyrus.
Tyrus.
And he was telling me it's sad to get a tattoo after you're like in your 20s.
Yes.
What?
He said when you get them in your teens and 20s, it's like it's like creative and it's like an expression. But then if you get them after 30, it's a midlife.
He says just a midlife crisis, and I'm like, oh.
So you're cut off.
So that
Yeah.
wasn't good.
Right.
But, and you don't have any Tampax products or female products tattooed on you, do you?
No, I don't, luckily, because they've betrayed my womanhood.
Oh,
So
sad. See, I've got the MaxiPad brand
always. Oh,
tattooed on
what
me.
made you do that?
It's not for the MaxiPad brand is lowercase. That's not.
Oh, okay.
It's a matching tattoo
It's a subtle
with my
distinction.
wife. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that
And,
makes it cute. I take it
Yeah.
back.
Thank you.
He lost a bet.
I lost about it. So crazy week this week. The Supreme Court's draft ruling that would overturn Roe v. Wade got leaked to Politico. So it was one of those weeks where I woke up on Monday and I was like, yeah, okay, what are we going to joke about this week? Elon Musk, Twitter, is that still going on? And I was like, oh, okay. Now I know what we're going to be joking
Yeah,
about.
abortion.
Okay. The easiest topic to joke about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Abortion.
easy to write funny jokes
Yeah.
about abortion. Everybody laughs. Almost as easy as Holocaust jokes.
And the nice thing is everyone on both sides has a good sense of humor about this
it, yeah.
one.
Right.
Everybody can
right.
kind of unite around that
Yeah.
topic, which is
They can always say, I disagree, but that's really funny.
Right. You're not going to get that Dave Chappelle and get stabbed on stage
Yes,
type of thing
exactly.
going on.
yeah, that actually happened. Right?
Yeah.
That did actually happen.
Wow. Wild. Well, we're going to move on to Sizzler Facts. So 4 weeks ago, we debuted a new feature to the podcast called Sizzler Facts, and it was met with overwhelmingly positive feedback.
So positive that it moves up in our lineup each week.
Yeah.
It's going to be the intro.
next week.
Welcome to Sizzler Facts.
Thank you. That's great. So today's Sizzler Fact is that Dell and Helen Johnson opened Sizzler Family Steakhouse in Culver City, California on January 27th, 1958. And they had $50 in the cash register, and everyone could enjoy a great steak dinner at an affordable price of 99 cents.
Unbelievable.
All right, this has been Sizzler Facts. Let's move on to... Why are you laughing?
I don't know if I'm supposed to respond to that.
It's just Sizzler Facts.
Okay, sorry.
I don't understand what's funny. We're going to go on to Banger of the Week. You can laugh at this one if you like.
Okay.
banger of the week.
Female Thor keeps picking up wrench instead of hammer and asking, "Is this it?"
I feel like this is just a personal attack against me. This is definitely
Can you
me.
identify tool? We should have had a game where we pull out tools and see if she can identify them.
And I would be like, guys, it did not come here to look stupid. I'm going to have to leave before we get to that segment.
Yeah, so Jane Foster, played by Natalie Portman, is actually wielding Thor's hammer in the upcoming Thor Love and Thunder, I think. So I thought the hammer got destroyed. Is the hammer still a thing? Marvel fans? Anybody? I don't know.
I enjoy the Marvel movies, but I can't keep track
the
of
continuity.
all they are and what all fits
Haven't
together.
seen a single one.
Oh, really?
No.
You haven't seen a single Marvel movie?
Not a single one.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not on Star Wars, Star Trek, Harry Potter. Haven't seen a single one
my
of any
gosh.
of these things.
That's why you didn't recognize my Harry Potter tattoo and thought it was a maxi pad reference.
Exactly.
All right, well. Have you ever seen a superhero movie at all?
I think I watched Wonder Woman. Regretted it, but I watched it.
You didn't like
So,
it? I thought that was a good one.
That's
it was
about how
alright.
memorable that movie is. It's like, I think I watched it.
I'm sure I told the story before, but we rented Amazing Spider-Man 2 like 4 times from the Redbox because we kept thinking we hadn't seen it before. And every time we'd get 20 minutes in, and we're like, wait, we saw this one. It was so forgettable. And I
me,
liked Andrew Garfield. But
It's just like there's no suspense. It's like, oh no, is she gonna die? Of course she's not gonna die.
yeah, they wouldn't be able to make another movie.
No, they wouldn't.
Well, we have an honorable mention this week. Oh, we usually don't do honorable mention. Here we go. You want to read this one?
Sure. AOC says she got killed from Elon buying Twitter and is now dead.
Is this our third joke? Because I think we've done this a couple
It's
times.
your
now.
third joke.
I didn't pitch this one. This
You didn't?
wasn't. No.
Oh man, I thought the AOC got killed were all yours.
They were all mine. No.
It doesn't get old.
Yeah, but so Elon Musk actually replied to AOC because she was like kind of subtweeting Elon Musk about all billionaires buying social media companies, and he said, "Stop hitting on me. I'm really shy."
Well, she literally thinks everybody in the world wants to sleep with her. It's just this amazing phenomenon of narcissism.
Yeah.
Sad.
Unbelievable. And Elon's really interesting because he's so likable. And I think the left is having trouble hating on him.
Yeah, and he's funny on Twitter. Like his comments are just
Hilarious.
He
they're
actually
great.
managed to like ratio her on this one, which is very hard to ratio AOC because she has so many like crazy fans that will like and retweet everything, no matter how stupid it is that she writes. And he actually ratioed her. So good job, Elon. And we also had a bomb of the week though. Sad.
Bomb of the week.
Conservative unsure if he has no followers because of shadow banning or because all his tweets suck. That's good. Why is that bomb?
That's a great tweet. I think it hits at home for a lot of our
making fun of
fans. Yeah, but it's true.
I usually like satire, but this one goes too far.
Well, it's like I was in like some discussion group with like comedians recently about cancel culture, and it's like I think cancel culture is very real, but there are also a lot of like right-wing comics that are like, oh, nobody's watching my stuff because of cancel culture, and I'm not getting it. I'm like, no, you're just,
It's just
even if there was no
Oh,
cancel
right.
culture, your career would kind of be where it is now.
That's how I felt about like Kathy Griffin. She's like, I'm being canceled and all this stuff. I'm like, no, Kathy, just put out something good and we'll get back to you. Conservatives are not great on the comedy spectrum, aside from you guys, of course.
Thank you for making that exception.
We have B-Radio next. I wanted to use that as the transition to weekly news. Conservatives are
Are
not
great
great
at
at comedy. Now it's time for...
We can do that. Let's go to weekly news next. Conservatives are not good at comedy. Here's weekly news with Adam Yenser. Riots, robberies, home invasions, and random assaults on America's streets. Crime is on the rise, and law-abiding citizens are buying firearms at a record pace. Our friends at Strikeman know that you want to be more confident and accurate with your firearm. To do that, you need to train regularly. But with the cost of ammo at record highs, assuming you can even find any, it's getting harder and harder for responsible gun owners to train. That's why Strikeman was developed. With Strikeman's advanced app and custom laser cartridge, you can practice safely at home without the cost or inconvenience of traditional firearms training. No more costly trips to the range, no more wasted ammo. Right now you can try Strikeman risk-free for 15 days. Just go to trainwithstrikeman.com. That's trainwithstrikeman.com and watch this revolutionary product at work. You can save 20% with the offer code AMMOFREEDOM. Put the power back in your hands with America's #1 dry fire training system. That's trainwithstrikeman.com and use the offer code AMMOFREEDOM.
It's time for the weekly news with Adam Yenser.
This past week, Kane Tanaka, the last living person still waiting for James Cameron's Avatar sequel, passed away at the age of 119. A leaked draft decision from the Supreme Court suggests that the justices will overturn Roe v. Wade. And now, much like a baby, the left is trying to kill the decision before it even has a chance. Basically, the left insisted men can't have an opinion on abortion because it's a woman's issue and men can't get pregnant. Then the left insisted that men can get pregnant and that there's no definition of woman. Then abortion got overturned and now the left is mad. Amazon announced that it will reimburse employees up to $4,000 if they need to travel to get an abortion. And for $450,000, Jeff Bezos will fly them into orbit for a space abortion. A wild turkey has been attacking people on a walking path in Washington, D.C. Wildlife experts theorize the aggressive turkey is trying to mate with Mitch McConnell's neck. The annual White House press correspondence dinner was held last Thursday, where Daily Show host Trevor Noah tried his hand at comedy for a change. He actually did pretty good. Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, and several other prominent Democrats made a secret trip to Kiev to meet with Vladimir Zelensky. This marks Nancy Pelosi's first secret trip since she violated the lockdowns to get her hair did. An ex-KGB agent said that Vladimir Putin is likely suffering from the early stages of dementia. He made his assessment by comparing it to Joe Biden's late-stage dementia. Scientists have found that 7 hours is the ideal amount of sleep for older people to stay healthy, followed by 5 a.m. breakfast at Cracker Barrel, then 10 hours of Judge Judy reruns. That's what Putin and Biden need to get mentally healthy again. Due to fertilizer shortage, a French engineer has suggested a way to use human urine to feed crops. Ew, that's disgusting, said millions of people who only eat food fertilized by animal feces. A funeral in Peru was interrupted when the dead woman banged on the inside of her coffin and said she was still alive. She's survived by a husband, 3 children, and herself. After realizing their mistake, funeral goers killed her and then continued. A new memoir claims that Donald Trump suggested shooting George Floyd protesters outside the White House, like in the leg or something. So this may be the only issue where he and Joe Biden agree. That was what Joe Biden suggested. The police do too. During a show at the Hollywood Bowl, Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage by a man with a knife. It was the closest someone's been to death on stage at the Hollywood Bowl since Every Time John Williams performs. It's like 90.
He's old.
Longhorn Steakhouse named employee Gail Dudley Grillmaster Legend for grilling her millionth steak. So Gail, congrats on a job not well done. This has been Longhorn Steakhouse Facts.
No, not approved. Cut that joke.
That's it
really
for
bad.
Weekly News. Catch me live at the Looney Bin in Oklahoma City, May 11th to 14th. Thank you, Adam. Now it's time for, what is it? What's next? The B News? What's it called? B Radio.
I'm just going to hang you out to dry and let you try to figure it out.
All right.
B Radio with Austin Robertson. Let's do it.
Factually inaccurate. Morally correct. This is Babylon B Radio. Our top story. With news coming out that the United States Supreme Court may overturn Roe v. Wade, millions of women have accepted their fate and are lining up outside the SCOTUS building to receive their complimentary Handmaid's Tale uniforms. The Biden administration has promised to do everything it can to meet the demand for red robes and white bonnets.
Don't worry, we're going to order as many as we can so all you women folk can get a uniform.
Said Biden to a red towel draped over a bathroom hook that he mistook for a handmaid.
Wow, you dame sure are attractive in those things. Do I get a handmaid too?
Authorities tried to remind the nation's women that abortion law will just be in the hands of the states and no one has to be a handmaid. But it was too late, as the nation's feminists had already donned their uniforms and declared themselves the willing citizens of the theocratic government of Gilead. After gathering at the steps of the Supreme Court and chanting for days in support of abortion, a crowd of worshipers are still having a hard time getting their pagan god Moloch to hear them. Protest leader and male feminist Skeeve Rapenberg.
We've chanted and danced and even cut ourselves with knives, but still, Moloch is silent. Why does he not hear? Why won't he send down fire from the sky and consume this infernal SCOTUS building? Moloch! Hear us!
Sources at the scene have suggested that Moloch may possibly be on vacation, sitting on the toilet with terrible diarrhea, or binging the latest season of My Little Pony on Netflix. At publishing time, the crowd was discussing the possibility of sacrificing a beautiful virgin to get the attention of the ancient god of child blood sacrifice, but failed to do so after being unable to find any virgins. With the pending Supreme Court decision, local abortionist Dr. Chester Redrum expressed concern that he may have to become one of those doctors that helps people. After years of allowing thousands of men and women to enjoy convenience and careers by killing their unborn babies, Dr. Redrum was now trying to understand how it's possible to use his skills to help people by means of non-murder. He toured a part of the hospital containing failed abortions that, rather than being cut into pieces or tagged for sale, were wrapped in colorful blankets, wearing cute little knit hats, and allowed to breathe.
Okay, I just read the Hippocratic Oath for the first time, and I am thoroughly confused. How do you make money helping people? Hey, nurse, what is a male patient doing in my facility?
This man is here to have his inflamed appendix removed.
An appendix. So you can sell those for money.
No, to save his life.
At publishing time, the abortionist considered becoming a gender transition surgeon, where he could at least feel the satisfaction of irreversibly ruining entire lives and possibly increasing suicide rates. The official DHS Disinformation Governance Board, more popularly known as the Ministry of Truth, confirmed their latest disinformation findings. Rachel Levine is a woman. The declaration occurred at a press conference held at the ministry's gigantic, pyramid-shaped, 1,000-foot-tall building that towers over Washington.
There's a lot of disinformation going around out there, with people pointing out Rachel Levine's low voice register, prominent Adam's apple, and propensity to not ask for help at Home Depot.
Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas stood at a lectern in front of a banner that read, "War is peace, freedom is slavery, Rachel Levine is a woman." Other pieces of disinformation going around, according to Mayorkas, include the idea that Disney is grooming kids, the claim that inflation is happening, the far-right misinformation campaign painting Joe Biden as a senile, incompetent old boob, the claim that a triangle is a three-sided figure, and the, quote, horribly offensive notion that the grass is green.
If you see anyone sharing these ideas, report them immediately.
At publishing time, Mayorkas had confirmed that anyone who shares the disinformation that Rachel Levine is a man will be called into the Ministry of Love for questioning. Religious experts have been voicing concerns that a local carpenter's disinformation is spreading among Israelites most susceptible to unapproved ideas. A contingent of authorities in Jewish law spoke out against the carpenter's simple teaching about loving God and your neighbor.
Visit your nearest synagogue for the latest information on how to obey God. Listen to the experts. Follow the data. We need tithes, loopholes, and ever-changing rules, not repentant hearts.
The usually divided Pharisees, Sadducees, and scribes showed solidarity in fact-checking Jesus' teaching, rating it as needs context. At publishing time, the religious experts were conspiring with the government to keep the dangerous misinformation from spreading into Judea, Samaria, or to the uttermost parts of the earth. According to sources, scientists are no closer to figuring out how 12 ounces of coffee can become 6 gallons of pee within mere hours of enjoying your morning beverage. With no conclusive findings so far, the international community is reportedly losing confidence in the reliability of the scientific method and threatening to cut funding for a number of different research projects. At publishing time, researchers working with McDonald's in Paris were trying to secure permission to use CERN's Large Hadron Collider in hopes of unlocking the secrets of the coffee bladder. Now you're up to date on the only news that matters. Find more fake news you can trust at BabylonBee.com. Until next time, this is Austin Robertson, the voice of the Babylon Bee. So long.
Treasure in heaven is great, but it's not going to buy you a tank of gas. So let's take a moment to briefly review the current state of our economy and the global effect the war between Russia and Ukraine has had. We're in for a tough year here, and Biden's printing and spending could be catastrophic for the US dollar and the market. That's why a growing number of financial analysts are recommending you diversify with gold and silver now. And the only company we recommend is Allegiance Gold. Our friends at Allegiance Gold can help you protect your IRA or 401k with physical gold and silver and have it delivered securely right to your door. The team at Allegiance Gold takes the time to educate their clients on the importance of having a financial portfolio that's diversified with gold and silver. Allegiance Gold has been one of the top precious metals firms in the nation for their commitment to protecting your hard-earned savings. They have an A+ from the Better Business Bureau, a 5-star rating with TrustLink, and they're AAA rated with the Business Consumer Alliance. If you act now by calling them and you mention Babylon Bee, they'll even give you $500 of free silver on a qualified purchase. Call 844-790-9191 to get this exclusive offer. Or you can visit allegiancegold.com/B. That's B-E-E. Call 844-790-9191. That's 844-790-9191. Or visit allegiancegold.com/BEE.
Well, that sure sounded like a radio program reading B articles.
Great job, Austin. We always enjoy it. And now we're going to talk to Amala, who's Amala or Amala?
Amala, you
I
got it
perfect.
right.
Because Kamala gets mad if you say Kamala, so I just figured. Anyway, so you have a spat with a trans woman. Is that how we?
Yeah, that's the proper terminology these days. A man, basically.
Okay, thank you for that.
In layman's terms.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to wrap my brain around it when it says trans. I'm trying to figure out which side they transition to, but okay. So it's a guy, and he's getting a female hygiene product sponsorship.
Yes. So I do a lot of scrolling on TikTok. It's one of my platforms of choice for some reason.
Why? You want to defend that?
You know, it's where my video started taking off, and I sort of filled this conservative niche on the platform, so it has a little soft spot in my heart. But I was scrolling on my For You page, which is apparently curated content for you, and I found this trans TikToker, and his name is Dylan. Of course, this is supposed to be a female under this guise, but he documents his day in the life of being a
But does he call himself Dylan, or does he?
Dylan. He keeps the name Dylan.
Keeps the name Dylan.
You know, I feel like it's gender neutral. I'll keep the name Dylan.
I don't think it is.
I think are there girl Dylans?
I've never heard of it.
I'm
sure
know.
there are some, but I just
But
don't
he's keeping the name Dylan, and on his TikTok page, he's famous for documenting day in the life, whatever, blank 1, 2, 3 of being a girl. And that's where I found his TikToks. And day one was like, day one of being a girl. I wrote a scathing email that I didn't send. I said I was fine when I wasn't fine. And I cried 3 times for no reason whatsoever. Ha ha, women
So he does
stereotypes.
like stereotypical women stuff?
Yes.
Wait a minute, so now it's okay to stereotype women if you're trying to be one.
Yeah, it's totally okay for a man to be sexist so long as they identify as a woman.
Okay.
It works out that way. And you go through this progression of, you know, day 8, I'm identifying as a girl instead of a woman because the word woman is too mature, it's too grown up. Even though he's a grown man, I feel like a girl. And then he starts talking about how I'm collecting Tampax products so that when I go to the bathroom, I can give it to women who need it because I'll never have to use it. And Tampax reached out.
He looks like a Chris Kattan character.
Oh, you're looking at him? Yep. Yeah. There's something going on there. Apparently it's not mental illness, but there is something going on there. But yes, Dylan is available in bathrooms in Los Angeles to offer feminine products to women. And upon hearing this, Tampax reached out to Dylan and said, you know, why don't we give you a sponsorship? So, women supporting women.
Oh, man.
It's unbelievable. And I went and made a podcast about just this phenomenon of transgenderism and gender theory and focused on Dylan and his videos on TikTok. And he did not like that very much.
So did he call you out in a TikTok or something?
In a way. He made a video saying, you know, this very prominent conservative female podcaster has come after me and is watching my videos and she's using my name. How dare she use my name that I have on this public TikTok page with over 3 million followers, and started crying in this video about how insensitive and transphobic it was, and that video got 5 million views. So even though he didn't even mention my name, the leftists went and searched and found me, and I got death threats galore, over 20,000 hate messages, over what was a really respectful just talk about transgenderism, the phenomenon around it, studies surrounding it. They did not like to hear the truth at all.
Wow.
Do you get a sense of how, like, what's the general public reaction, like other women, to Tampax having this guy be, like, the face of their product? Is there a lot of support for guys like him? Or is it just in the media where they say, like, there's support for people like this?
Honestly, there's a lot of support. So when I made the video about Dylan, he had 1.9 million followers on TikTok, and that was about a week and a half ago. Now he has 3 million in just that short amount of time. And that Tampax video where he talks about buying up the feminine products got over 1 million likes on the platform, and mostly girls in the comments saying, this is so great, like, I'm so proud of you, girl, you're such a beautiful woman, and all of these things.
But that's TikTokers. What about regular people?
You know, it's hard to tell. I think regular people aren't comfortable being open about their views, especially on this subject matter in particular, because people are so sensitive nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have no idea what the general public feels about this, but there seems to be this consensus of just let people do whatever they want to do. And I understand that to a certain extent if you're a grown adult. But these ideas being forced on children and taught to children is what concerns me and what I chose to focus on in the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, TikTok seems very echo chambery to me. I don't know if it feels that way to you, but it's like because the algorithm pulls you to stuff that you would like. Like I don't know how you stumbled across this particular video, but you tend to only see stuff that's yours, and then people in the comments are just dogpiling to get likes. And I mean, I know a lot of social media is like that, but TikTok in particular.
Yeah, and that's something that I noticed is the app knows your demographics. They know who you are. They know your whole life basically because it's tapped onto your phone. And I was getting all this leftist stuff sent to me and curated for me on my For You page, and I thought that's not right. They're just assuming this is what people want to see and what they should be seeing. So I started making content on it. I was actually surprised by the amount of conservatives who are on these apps, and it's not necessarily an echo chamber. There's just not much space for us to make content on these apps without getting completely banned. I've been permanently banned about 4 times now on the platform. Yeah. And every single time I just shoot them an email saying, don't you say that you uplift black voices? Why am I banned?
I tried that too, but it didn't work for me.
You're trans black.
Yeah. I don't think I can do that.
Rachel Dolezal did it.
I noticed they're very sensitive about video. Like we'll put a video up and it'll just a very light joke and they'll immediately take it down or demonetize it or whatever.
Right. Anybody who disagrees with me, boom. How dare you try to make content? How dare you say something that is dissident to what I believe? That's the general reaction on most of these social media platforms, and it's so unfortunate. I mean, you guys had that experience on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the next step with this stuff? Are you still going back and forth with trans woman Dylan?
I know it's confusing. I made one final video just responding to his reaction and some of the comments that I was getting and these beautiful death threats of how dare you, you're so filled with hate speech and you're so disrespectful. On a side note, do you own a shotgun that you could put in your mouth and kill yourself with type of thing, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, the amount of very uniquely written death threats that I've received over the past couple of weeks is just
You got to respect at least the creativity.
Exactly.
There,
the persistence, too. They're very persistent. So I did one last video responding to it and just said, you know what? I'm still going to remain in the camp of thought that boys are boys, girls are girls, men are men, and women are women, and I'm going to continue to talk about it. And you can scream at me all you want, but it's not going to get us anywhere. Yeah.
Great. So people can check out your podcast, Unapologetic, live over at PragerU. What kind of degree do you have from PragerU?
That's really interesting. So PragerU does not give out degrees. I know this is a newsflash for a lot of people. Every time we get a hit piece written about PragerU, the article always starts off with, did you know that PragerU is not even a real educational institution? As if that's supposed to like blow people's minds. And how dare they put you at the end of their name when they're not a university? So no degree from PragerU. And I actually dropped out of school to work for PragerU. So I got saved from the leftist indoctrination camp.
When you did that, were you more leaning to the left or?
No, so
did they save you or?
They did not. In part, PragerU saved me because a lot of their videos led to me transitioning out of not in the gender way. I got to use that word lightly now.
And we're going to refer to you as Dylan.
Exactly. But I found their videos when I was a radical working for the left organizer, and their videos broke through something with me that I guess I was just suddenly open to listening to conservative values and talking about their traditions and the way that they see things. And they were really instrumental in me going through that wake-up moment in my life. So I'm happy to be working for them now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of feelings do you feel when you look at the picture of Ronald Reagan on the wall?
You know what? I would have been throwing darts at that 4 years ago. And now I'm like, this is amazing. The bigger the government, the smaller the citizen. All right. So good feelings, good feelings.
Well, Babylon Bee listeners, go check out Unapologetic Live and you can hear more of Amala misgendering people. Let's...
All day. All day.
We wanted to talk briefly now about the Roe v. Wade decision.
Roe v. Wade. Overturned?
I'm a little conflicted about it, like just that the whole shadiness of how it actually came out, the leak, that seems like the bigger story to me. And obviously we don't even know how to feel about it because we don't know what the final decision is.
I think it would be something to celebrate if it had come out in June as the ruling and it was final. It's weird how it's all happening, and it's clearly going to be used just by the left to try to intimidate them into changing it and to mobilize votes against the right to use this issue because they're down in everything else right now.
Right.
Oh, yeah, down on free speech, down on the whole indoctrination with kids, the critical race theory stuff, the corporation stuff, and they were like, what can we grasp onto? Climate change is too far away. I can't run with climate change. Let's do abortion, let's leak this thing. It feels coordinated to me, but we'll see.
Well, just how quickly, within 5 minutes, there's a crowd around the Supreme Court. I'm just like, this was all planned. That's
right.
I'm not a massive conspiracy theorist, I swear.
Elizabeth Warren in her pink suit all ready to make a speech about women's rights.
Instigating an insurrection in front of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, she said the word fight. It's a call to violence now.
We need to do a comparison side by side of Trump's statement that was supposed to incite insurrection and Elizabeth Warren's.
They did. I mean, this is a side, but they did that during his second impeachment for the insurrection thing. They showed video of Democrats for 15 minutes using all the exact same words that they were saying he used that caused an insurrection.
And even the one that he got banned for on Twitter didn't even wasn't by far an incitation to violence or whatever. So Chief Justice Roberts confirmed it's actually a real draft. But he said it's not final, so, disregard, basically. Pretend like you didn't see that. And there was some speculation about who leaked it. I guess people were pointing at, a Breyer clerk and an Alito clerk, and who knows? I
hope they revise it to make it even more scathing.
I hope it gets changed.
Don't worry, we changed it. Here you go.
The decision will not be going to the states. Yeah, unbelievable.
Well, and it seems like it would cause the country to basically split up. I mean, I don't know. California's already talking about passing a constitutional amendment, which I think needs 51% approval from the population. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, I mean, it shows how deranged the left is in their interpretation of all these laws and these policies. Because regardless of whether you're pro-abortion or anti-abortion, the ruling was founded incorrectly. It was a bad ruling. And I think a lot of people on both sides recognize that. It should be a state's issue regardless of whether or not you support it or not.
Yeah, and they're upset about it. It's it represents cognitive dissonance for me in more ways than just that too, because suddenly they're so happy about vigilantism and this clerk or whoever did this leaking this video when you're not okay with that in any other case. You guys were really quiet with the whole Hunter Biden laptop thing and very happy about the Steele dossier and all this stuff. And suddenly vigilantism is great. I saw all these leftist blue check marks talking about it's time to burn this system down. But if Trump says fight like hell, jail. Prison.
Yeah. Straight to jail. Yeah.
Straight to the gulag.
Just wild. Well, some people said some things on the internet about this, so let's read some crazy tweets. Hey, this is Giannis Pappas. Who put Giannis Pappas in here? Now I'm really curious what it says. He says, ban abortions for all women except when my mistress gets pregnant. Am I right, righties? Is he being subversive there?
He's kind of middle of the road. He goes after both sides. Yeah. And, I imagine he means that he's probably more on the left on this issue. But, I mean, it is true that there have been some Republicans that are they've been called out for hypocrisy on this issue before. So it's a funny joke.
It is a funny joke. I think I did pitch a headline. I'm trying to find. I did pitch a headline in a writer's group that was similar to that.
Oh yeah,
Republicans.
About side pieces.
Yeah, side pieces. Their side pieces.
Didn't make the cut.
Senator's side piece.
We're not allowed to make fun
We're trying to get a bomb of the week for next week.
I needed to fill that bomb.
He's working diligently on it.
Well, what did Don Winslow say here?
Don Winslow, in light of the day's tragic events with SCOTUS and Roe v. Wade, please block every person who told you to calm down, not to be so negative or alarming, and that everything was going to be okay. We are so far from okay. We would need a map to get back. Get angry. Stay angry. Vote.
They're just exposing themselves at this point. This is so true to leftism. Get angry and stay angry. That's all they're ever going to be. Regardless if everything in the world suddenly went their way tomorrow, they would find another thing to be angry about.
I made the mistake of posting my email on Twitter at one point. And somebody...
Kyle Mann at BabylonB.com.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Or Kyle. I said it wrong.
Let's clarify.
And somebody signed me up for all the Democrat, emails.
Oh, really?
So I still get emails from Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
No.
And they named me Fart, so it says Dear Fart. From Planned Parenthood.
That's pretty funny.
It's funny. But
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I had a point here. So so yesterday I got 10 fundraising emails from Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Planned Parenthood right after this. It was like they were all ready to send.
Yeah.
And I fired it off immediately.
Gosh.
Well, Amala, would you like to read what the Satanic Temple has to say. Oh, this was actually like in 2020, but I guess they pinned it or something recently.
Oh, the next one's even crazier.
You want to read it? Just go ahead and read the next one.
Yeah. So this is from Melinda Hale. If you think they won't come for same-sex marriage and interracial marriage next, you aren't paying attention. # Roe versus Wade.
How much do you want to bet, Melinda?
Oh my gosh. I saw some other blue checks tweeting out, soon I'm going to be 3/5 of a person again, as if this has anything to do with Roe versus Wade. It's unbelievable. It just shows how little they know about our system.
Now, everybody's favorite insurrectionist, Elizabeth Warren, tweeted, "In extremist Supreme Court is poised to overturn Roe v. Wade and impose its far-right, unpopular views." Isn't it like majority is at least kind of on the pro-life side? And impose its far-right, unpopular views on the entire country. It's time for the millions who support the Constitution and abortion rights to stand up and make their voices heard. We are not going back, not ever. And then I assume she pounded the lectern.
She was ready. I feel like she scripted out the little speech that she
was
was going to give
already-
in front of those protesters before she went out. Ugh.
Her speechwriters wrote something for sure.
Here's one from Ilhan Omar. So the Republican Party supports forcing women to give birth against their will, but opposes providing child care, paid leave, or health care. Got it.
I would accept all of those things in exchange for an abortion ban. Your terms are acceptable.
Right.
Is that the meme?
I hate this whole forcing women to give birth
force
narrative.
women to go.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
forced you.
I forced you to put yourself in that position.
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
It's your turn, Amala. You get to read what Elizabeth C. McLaughlin, her says.
Oh, she says, if you are using an online period tracker or tracking your cycles through your phone, get off it and delete your data now. If you think that your data showing when you last menstruated isn't of interest to those who are about to outlaw abortions, woo, do I have a wake-up call for you.
This is my new favorite conspiracy theory.
That's insane.
What would we do with it? I don't know what we would do with it.
Does Dylan Mulvaney track his period on the internet?
Right.
It can be useful.
Oh my gosh.
Eric Swalwell, everybody's favorite representative, says, in the United States, black women die 3 times higher than childbirth than white women. So when activist Republican justices make decisions such as this, it tells us everything we need to know. They do not value the lives of women, but especially not that of black women. # Roe v. Wade.
I hate to say it, but what racial demographic makes up the majority of abortions in a lot of these larger cities, and you saying you care about black lives?
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Sleeping with the Chinese spy with their one-child policy.
Fang is
You care about life. Oh, gosh.
Here's one from Mark Ellis. Really doesn't matter how I feel about Doctor Strange or Maverick. Those are fake people. Real women will suffer if Roe v. Wade is overturned. It's their right to choose. We don't get multiverses to jump to. Make this one fair and just.
Does he have to do anything to do with Marvel?
Is he an actor or something in those?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
It says he's a comic, so I don't know where
He's just trying to be relatable? Ugh.
I guess.
Unbelievable. Okay, this is Peter Dow. To anyone referencing Christianity and # abortion, nowhere in the Bible is it explicitly prohibited.
Nice.
I'm not even a Christian. I'm agnostic. And thou shalt not kill, maybe?
That could be one.
That could be one of the references to that.
Well, we'll talk about you not being a Christian later. We'll fix that soon. Yeah. This is from Motherboard, and this was the most bizarre one I saw. Misoprostol, say that right? Misoprostol is relatively easy to acquire from veterinary sources, since in addition to medically inducing abortions, it's also used to treat ulcers in horses. Just saying,
So now they are encouraging horse medicine.
Right. They weren't so happy about the ivermectin thing.
Yeah. We read about this Amazon reimbursing employees. Wonderful. Hey, what did Katie Hill say? This is maybe one of my favorite ones.
I'll read it. Katie Hill, hard to believe that girls being born today will have fewer rights than those born 50 years ago.
Didn't think about the phrasing there, I don't think.
No.
Unbelievable. This one was the craziest of all of them. Amanda Duarte. I do wonder how these white supremacist lawmakers would feel if their little white daughters were raped and impregnated by black men.
What?
I don't even know what to say. I think she
They're
deleted
so
this and
crazy.
then deleted her Twitter.
Oh, did she delete her whole Twitter?
I think she deleted her whole Twitter.
That's definitely a delete your whole Twitter.
It is. I'm like, there's no side that supports this argument. Oh my gosh.
Here's a good one from ACLU. This opinion would deprive half the nation of a fundamental constitutional right that has been enjoyed by millions for over 50 years.
Whoa.
Another phrasing one they didn't really finish.
Yeah, no.
It's from Sarah Marion Seltzer. Just a friendly reminder that banning abortion violates Jewish women's ability to practice our religion. What?
I don't even know where to start.
I don't. All right,
Wait, the Satanic Temple said it violates their religion. Is she Satan?
Well, that's all we got for stupid tweets this week. There were millions more, but that's all the time we have.
There were other tweets enjoyed by millions.
Enjoyed by millions. Let's go to hate mail. Hey, Babylon Bee listeners, Kyle here. Do you want to be a flag bearer for freedom? Because right now, ADF is looking for flag bearers to help lead the fight against the Biden administration's policies in the anti-freedom attacks targeting our kids, churches, schools, women's sports, and First Amendment rights. Your monthly gift to Alliance Defending Freedom will help protect parents and children, female athletes, churches, and everyday Americans trying to live out their faith as granted by the U.S. Constitution. You can support ADF today by going to adflegal.org/BEE. That's adflegal.org/BEE. And as a thank you for your continued support to help ADF defend life, liberty, and our God-given rights, you will receive a 3-by-5-foot American flag. With this flag, show your support for the greatest country of all time, and your willingness to step up when our freedoms are under attack with this special gift for those who support ADF today. Claim your gift and help defend religious liberty and free speech today by going to adflegal.org/B. That's adflegal.org/BEE.
I really miss Adam Ford.
And here's some hate mail from Alex P., who says, Donald Trump got radicalized by Fox News, a multi-billion-dollar disinformation engine dedicated to immersing its audience in propaganda 24/7. Elon Musk got radicalized by Babylon Bee, a knockoff onion for homeschool-educated fundies that posts exactly one joke a few times a day.
Can we please make that our banner on our website under the description? Just the Babylon Bee, a knockoff onion for homeschool-educated fundies that posts exactly one joke a few times a day.
We have our
should.
comment generator on the site.
Yeah.
I'm going to have them add that to the comment generator right now.
Wow. That's a huge honor to say that you guys radicalized Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Huge honor.
Can you add this to the comment generator, Dan? Thank you.
Already on it.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. So we are going to jump over to our subscriber lounge where we have some bonus hate mail, lots of bonus hate mail. People hated us this week. A classic article of the week, some subscriber headlines, and we're going to ask Amala the 10 questions.
Coming up next, for Babylon Bee subscribers.
Have you ever met Christian rapper Carmen?
No,
Yeah.
I would love to meet him.
Well, you can't. He's dead.
Oh, I have been punched. I recently got punched for the first time in my life on New Year's Eve. This drunken woman stumbled out of the bathroom and just came up to me because I was the first person in
Dylan
line.
Mulvaney.
It wasn't Dylan Mulvaney.
This has been another edition of the Bee Weekly from the dedicated team of certified fake news journalists you can trust here at the Babylon Bee. Reminding you that someone out there knows something about Carmen, and we're going to find them.